Howdy, howdy to everyone watching this currently, like in the live stream, and everybody watching this post live stream. Hope you're all doing well. As you can probably hear from my voice, I am just getting over a little bit of a cold, so hopefully you can bear with that for a moment while I sort this lighting out as well. Also, my neighbors have decided that now, when I have a live stream to do, obviously they don't know I have a live stream, but now that there's a live stream to do, that they are going to start building Noah's Ark again. So if you hear some banging, I do apologize. If it gets too bad, if people comment saying that it's really bad, then I will move somewhere else. But my office space is the most comfortable space for me to do these live streams in. So hopefully it's not too bad. And when they start banging, I'm just start shouting over it. So, either way, you're going to hate it. No, I'm joking. But yeah, thank you very much for being here. Of course, for those of you who saw the email, you do get that in this live stream right now as I'm recording it. You do get 2 days free of assistance. So email me and I can hook that up. What else is there? I got some interesting videos coming this week. One of which I think is really important, and I really hope people come and sort of check it out, is the differences between self-love, self-improvement, and self-concept, because I think that there's a bit of a miscommunication between that. And I think if you learn to improve all three, you're going to become unstoppable. So I'm going to be doing that video this week, and I really do recommend you guys show up for that. Mike says, hi, Matt. Hope you're well. I'm very well. Thank you, Mike. I hope you're well as well. Happy to see you here, because I know you weren't able to make the last one due to working. So glad to have you here. Lisa says, hi, Matt. Hi, Lisa. How you doing? But yeah, so I really highly recommend you check that video out. I can't remember if there's anything else I was going to say. R says, hello, it's Raja. Howdy, howdy, Raja. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say. But yeah, so obviously, as usual, show up, watch the videos, like on them, comment on them, share them to your friends, anything to help the video itself reach more people, to help them out. Calixty says, woo, glad I can catch this one. Last one was work in the morning. I couldn't ignore. Fair enough. Well, I'm glad to see that you're here today. And, hopefully we can make this a really good live stream for all of you. But yeah, if there's any questions, if there's any comments, if there's anything that you guys want to sort of say, by all means, let's get started and we can start answering them. Of course, it doesn't have to be manifestation related, but obviously I know that's what people are here for. But anything that you might have on your mind, fire away. I'm all yours. But I did have something I was going to say. Oh, today's members only video, or I say today's. I intend to record it after this live stream, but it depends on when Katie can get home and do the thumbnail, because she's out currently, so it might be out tomorrow instead. The manifestation one is all about overthinking and different ways to navigate past it, so that you guys can learn to stop those reactions, stop the dwelling, stop the spiraling, because there's loads of things that I've been researching and learning and applying lately, loads of different tools and techniques that I've been giving to other people that have been killing it. So I highly recommend, for those watching the live stream right now, watch the video as soon as it comes out. For those of you that aren't members yet, I highly recommend, for the people that are watching this post, I highly recommend you sign up for the membership so you can grab that. It's a presentation video, 3 different methods to stop overthinking. It's going to be great. So I highly recommend you check that out. But yeah, if we can get some questions or comments or anything going, just to, make use of the time that we have here today, that would be awesome. Oof. Lucozade, I don't care what you say. Lucozade is like the best drink when you're ill. I should have prepared like a speech or something that I should have done while I was waiting for comments and people to join. If you aren't already, follow my Instagram. I've been posting a lot more stuff on there lately, like new sort of like content, as in like more stuff to do with my life specifically. I've been posting a lot of success stories, a lot of things like that on my stories. So just go join my Instagram and let's chat. Let's have a good old time. Let's help each other out. I'm at 1,254 followers so far, which is great. It's slowly building. I don't really put a lot of focus on my Instagram, to be honest, in terms of like any kind of conscious creation work, but might start doing it soon. There's quite a few people in here. Does nobody have anything that they want to ask or say? Any question at all? Just so we can get the ball rolling and make use of the time that we have here. I'm also thinking about next week actually doing a live stream for everyone. Obviously, I know the members' live streams are here. The members' live streams is mostly to make sure that the people that choose to be members are guaranteed their responses. But I'm thinking about doing a normal live stream sometime next week, just to help people that don't have access to the membership, but obviously there will be a lot more people. So the comments and questions I answered would probably be cherry picked. So it's probably best just to be a member and grab the members live stream if you have a specific thing that you want asked. Lisa says, last week I got triggered in a low moment. I ended up reaching out to SP 2 ways and received silence back. Took a couple of days to bounce back. Best way to reframe and use it moving forward. I think in this kind of instance, I would recommend trying to let go of it altogether, as in like the situation, not your specific person, but the situation, because you had a moment of weakness. Like I said, you got triggered in a low moment. You ended up reaching out. So you had a moment of weakness. So you obviously weren't thinking in your best like mind. And of course, if your mindset isn't backing up the actions that you're taking, you're going to get what that mindset is providing, not what the actions are. So most people think if I text, I'll get a response or something like that. But their state of mind is that of, well, I'm not in contact right now. I'm feeling low. I'm feeling XYZ thing. So even though the actions maybe logically think I'll get a response back, the mindset behind them is what creates what you get. And of course, if your mindset is in a space of I'm not hearing from them, I'm not in a good space, such things, you'll get that outcome. So from now that the situation has happened, my piece of advice, what I would really, really recommend doing is letting go of the fact that this situation even happened as best you can. Accept it for what it is, accept it as old story, accept it as something that doesn't have to be followed into your future with you, and let go of it. And then from here, focus on that new, like that desired outcome. Focus on relieving whatever feelings it was that had you triggered, that had you reaching out, that had you doing those things that were less than desirable, and make sure that the next time you reach out, should you be the one to reach out first, it's going to be something that actually benefits your end result and has the mindset to do so, as opposed to more of this. What happens in the 3D is negligible. It's what's going on up here that really matters. But of course, if we don't overcome the anxieties, the stresses, the doubts, the fears, we're going to keep taking actions that are going to keep us in this loop. And then as you're experiencing here, you've taken some actions that are maybe less than ideal. Everyone does it. We're human. But now you're kind of concerning yourself with what you've done. And as a result, showing it more and more to your subconscious mind that that action is very much real and has very much created a negative outcome, putting you in that state. So from here, the best thing that you can do for yourself is let go of it as best as you can, and then go forward, making sure that you overcome what made you take this situation and reside within the end result to ensure that if it comes up again, you can overcome it effectively, but it shouldn't do because you're going to create that desired outcome. R says, I just wanted to say that these are times the old stories tries to repeat and I stop it, checking it like a hockey goalie, like, no, it's like getting mad at old newspaper. Absolutely. I mean, I can understand that it's very easy to fall into the trap of this thing in front of me that incorporates my senses. Sorry, excuse me. This thing in front of me that incorporates my senses is one way. So of course it's going to feel easier to go into. But that's the thing with manifestation, is it is like an old newspaper. It's old thoughts and assumptions that have created today's reality or created whatever you're experiencing or have experienced. So if you can make sure that today's thoughts and assumptions are in the right space, you can take comfort knowing going forward it's going to be the desired way. So if we can keep an eye on our thoughts in that light and think, okay, like I can understand that these thoughts are based on something that's out there, but what's out there is only a reflection of what has been in here. So if I make sure that what's in here is right, something different will show up out there in the future. And then that version of what's out there will be what today's in here is. And if you can keep that in mind, of course, you can have a lot more control over yourself. Calixte says, I could use some guidance on affirmations and sleep. I have a lot of limiting beliefs about my insomnia. I've tried taking meds. I've had sleep studies, reading book on sleep, etc. So, the difficult thing for me is trying to ignore the 3D when I'm so tired that I feel unhinged. One thing that I've found very useful for me, there's a couple of things, because I've not had insomnia, so I'm going to go based off of my experiences of restless sleep, and hopefully they'll benefit your insomnia. First off, obviously, you're going to want to stop identifying with the insomnia. That's obviously, manifestation 101. Insomnia is the problem. You want to focus on the solution. Easy, effortless, long, deep, healthy sleep, essentially. That's what you want to be claiming to yourself, that you already are in this situation of. The 3D stuff that you can do when I've noticed that I'm particularly more restless, cut caffeine off at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, just as a starting point. as you've experienced there or mentioned there, trying to do things to calm your mind down, turn your phone off at least an hour before bed. Do not touch a screen. Do not touch any kind of like, or go near any particularly bright lights. Read a book, listen to an audio book, maybe if that's something that you prefer, but do something that kind of helps just tie you down. Have a really hot bath or shower, because when your body's temperature begins to drop, that's when you tend to sleep better. That's why in summer we tend to sleep quite poorly compared to maybe winter, because in winter the temperature's dropping makes it easier for your body to fall to sleep. I don't know the exact science behind why that's the case, but I know that it's something to do with the way that your body is basically operating. So there's some 3D things that you could do. But as for like the manifestation affirmation side of things, because I'm sure you've probably already tried those, I just thought it'd be worth referencing. Claiming to be the case that you are that which you desire to be. So as you go through your day, anytime if you start thinking about, oh, it's almost bedtime, I'm probably not going to sleep well tonight, catch him. No, that's not the case. I have the most healthy, deep sleep. I sleep amazingly. Falling asleep is easy for me. You just want to catch it and redirect it to something new. Say it nonchalantly and as if it's absolutely true and you don't even care. It's just a rolling off the tongue kind of statement, and don't really put too much pressure on yourself to make it the case. Then as you're trying to sort of maybe fall asleep, so that's obviously how you can build that up. But as you're trying to fall asleep, what I recommend doing, and this is something that I do myself when I have particularly restless nights, of course, your mind is yours to control, and your mind is in control of what your experiences are. So if I'm particularly restless, I'll just lay in my comfortable position. For me, it's on my side, but obviously everyone sleeps however they do. And I'll literally just repeat to myself over and over and over again, I'm falling asleep, I'm falling asleep, I'm falling asleep. And the use of the mental activity kind of drains it out. But additionally, claiming that I'm falling asleep helps me feel like I'm actually falling asleep. And I'll relax myself and do all the necessary stuff. But as for affirmations, I give you a few examples. You could say things like, I have healthy, deep sleep. It's easy for me to fall asleep. I have long lasting sleep. Um, I look forward to going to sleep because I sleep so well. There's a couple of suggestions, but hopefully something within that whole segment will give you some ideas to work with. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Dale says, "Hi Matt, how did your collaboration video with Corey come together? And did you plan on doing more collaboration videos with other manifestation coaches in the future?" Yes, actually, it's interesting you should say that, because just a second ago I was trying to figure out something that I wanted to say, and it was actually to do with that. So the collaboration video was discussed, I think, back in like November, December time. Corey approached me asking me for a collaboration. I agreed, but then due to us both having new children and stuff like that, it kind of all fell through in terms of setting up. But after Christmas, and then obviously midway through, what we now May, so just early May, I remembered about it, and I was thinking, actually, you know what, it would be nice to do. I tried to do a collaboration TikTok live with Joey from, I think his channel name is I Am God LOA now, um, but that kind of didn't work because of audio. But I remember it reminded me of Corey, and I thought, oh yeah, we never actually ended up doing it. So I then reapproached her and basically said, look, are you still interested in doing the video? She was like, yeah, of course. And then within, I think it was like 2 or 3 days, we had set it up, recorded it, and posted it. As for your question about collaborations, yes, I am actually very interested in doing collaborations at the moment, both with bigger channels and smaller channels. I, of course, want to do collaborations with bigger channels for a couple of reasons. One, of course, there's that natural assumption that the bigger channels you work with, the more it's going to help my channel grow. But additionally to that, I like the idea of talking with bigger channels to have their thoughts on it, because I think that as a channel grows bigger and bigger, there tends to be a lot of adaptation within the message that they have, and so on and so forth. And I like the idea of talking to bigger channels to kind of still be that little guy that still has his way of thinking, that talking to a bigger person that's kind of been on this journey for God knows how long and all that kind of stuff. You know, just like picking the brains of someone that's been there before, if you know what I mean. Like sort of similar to a coach, but obviously not in a coaching sense. You obviously want to speak to people that have done what you've done. So these people are bigger than me. Their mindset is clearly on the right space. I like the idea of picking their brains about manifestation and maybe how they've gone about a few things, or stuff that they recommend to the hundreds of people that they've worked with, to kind of get some information out onto YouTube that you guys might not have seen before, because collaboration questions tend to be very different to someone picking up a phone and talking, but also to just kind of learn from as well. I'm still learning and growing. I don't go to manifestation coaches because I'm quite solid in my manifestation process, but I still go to other coaches. I still go to other people that know more than me, because I think it is always important to never be the smartest person in the room. So I like the idea of doing collaboration videos where I ask sort of questions that I would like to know if I was going to a coach, or things that I think people could benefit from hearing from a bigger coach that maybe has been doing this for longer than me, or so on and so forth. But I also really like the idea of doing videos with smaller channels because of the same thing, but the other way around. I like the idea of my audience size potentially helping them grow, but I also like the idea of maybe a smaller channel that's kind of trying to come up, seeing how I maybe deal with certain questions that they may be having a lot from their viewers or my views on things. So I'm absolutely all up for collaborations with anyone as long as I like the individual. I don't even necessarily have to agree with their message because that's can obviously be a good conversation topic where it's like, well, I see things like this, you see things like that. Let's talk about it. But as long as I like the individual and I think that their heart is in the right place with the work that they're doing, I'm down for a collaboration, whether they've got 10 subscribers or 10 million, whether they're male, female, older than me, younger than me. I don't really care. I do think that there should be at least some life experience before you start trying to tell other people how to live their lives. You should at least be proficient in the thing that you're talking about before you start talking to other people. I know a lot of people have a lovely habit, and there's no really any fault of their own. It's just a thing that people do. They'll, I don't know, they'll watch a video on how to do something, and then all of a sudden they'll pick it up and start telling other people how to do that same thing without the practice of their own. So generally speaking, I would prefer to speak to people that I think are genuinely in the right place and not just talking about it because they've heard it and think they can talk about it. But yeah, all out for collaborations. If there's anyone particular you guys want me to collaborate with, drop me a message or put it in here, and maybe I can sort of try and reach out to them, see what we can make of it. Or you could even go straight to them and say, hey, you should do a collaboration with this person, put it in their YouTube comments or whatever. Up to you. But yeah, I'm absolutely all for it. Kitty Cat says, hi, Matt. First time I've seen one of your lives. Amanda. Well, thank you very much for being here, Amanda. Hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully you can get some good value out of it. R says, the old news is the past as it's the 3D. I put the old papers in the trash, as it were, focusing on my fun and my end, and then say it's R is Rajay. Yeah, I tend to refer to people in the live streams as like the live stream name, just in case, obviously, they don't want people knowing their name, but I'll call you Rajay considering you've put it there for everyone to see. But yeah, no, absolutely. If it's not benefiting what you're doing now, or if it's not benefiting where you intend to go in the future, then bin it. People put way too much focus and attention on the things that really don't serve them for whatever reason. Of course, there's in a lot of cases some psychological issues behind why they do that. Well, not necessarily issues as in like problems, but psychological processes that keep people doing that. But yeah, if you can let go of it, which 90% of the things going on in people's lives when it comes to manifestation, they can, I would recommend doing so. Josh says, hey, I made it. Thank you very much for being here, Josh. I hope it's good for you. Kitty Cat or Amanda says, struggling to deal with my 3D today when I'm seeing the opposite of what I desire. Breathing exercise and affirmations aren't working. Are there any other techniques I can use? Yeah, so the 5-4-3-2-1 method is something that I highly recommend. It's where you essentially take a moment and you try to notice 5 things in your immediate vicinity that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. The intention behind this, and obviously really focus on it, be like, oh, this orange bottle, oh, that spare monitor, that thing, like really try to see it and like, do the things. The reason why you want to do this is right now, you say you're struggling with the 3D. You say you're seeing opposite. Obviously, I don't know what exactly it is that you're seeing right now because people seeing opposite often isn't the opposite. It's just not what they want, which I could explain if people want to know more about what I mean by that. But nonetheless, your awareness and your focus is being placed on something that isn't what you desire to have it focused on. And that's why you're saying that you're struggling today. You're struggling to deal with the 3D. If you're struggling to deal with the 3D, then you are not placing your awareness in the right place. You're either not present in the actual moment in front of you, or you're not placing your awareness on the 3D reality. For example, right now, my phone is going absolutely ballistic with different notifications, but I'm not focusing on it. I could sit here and say I'm struggling not to read these texts, but I'm not because I'm invested in this live stream right now. Same thing for you. You're probably not as invested in the things that you're doing or making the day valuable enough to yourself to not struggle with the 3D. Your mind is having enough time to run rampant, which is why you're struggling with the 3D. Or furthering that more, when your mind does go to the outcome situation you're dealing with, you're not having enough control over it to place it where you want it to go. To gain control and to bring it back from the end result, you can make use of anchoring techniques. You obviously mentioned one there with the breath work, but if that's not working for you, the 5-4-3-2-1 method is really great because it incorporates all of your senses, your taste, your touch, your smell, your hearing, your sight. And as a result, your brain is being not overloaded, but your brain is being loaded with neurons and all these different sort of sensory information things, which keeps it in the present moment. This bottle that I have seen is only present when I am seeing it. If I put it over there, yes, still technically it is present in my reality, but it's not present in my awareness. Obviously, it is because I'm holding it, but you know what I mean? Like if I was to put it away, it wouldn't be present in my awareness. So make things present in your awareness by seeing them, by touching them, by smelling them. May sound a little bit goofy, I get that, but it's bringing your awareness back to this present moment where the fear of the future, the sadness of the past, or the anxiety of the present doesn't have space to exist if you are genuinely placing your awareness on things that only exist here and now. If you can do this enough to kind of bring yourself back to a more sort of neutral space and then focus on something desired, that will help you. But it isn't going to work if you do the method and then immediately go back to stressing. You have to actually direct your thoughts to somewhere more desired once you're done doing these kinds of methods. So hopefully that helps you out. Calixty says, appreciate the sleep answer. Despite understanding how to apply manifestation to many things, sometimes it's like my brain has a blocker with certain topics. Thank you, Matt. You're very welcome. And I get that. I think I've had a lot of times when I've spoken to other people in similar things where I've said something in response to their question or their comment that to me would have seemed sort of brain dead or simple. And they've gone, I never thought about it like that. Your mind can often get in your own way, generally speaking, because of the fact that we are stressing about it. If you're focusing on a problem, it must keep that problem in focus. But if you focus on the solution of things, generally speaking, your mind will then gravitate towards solutions. It's not quite the same topic, but one thing that I heard a couple of years ago that I loved and it stuck with me, I want to say it was Steve Harvey, but I can't remember if it was him, so don't quote me on this, or don't quote me on who it was. But it basically said to get a first class ticket next time you go on a plane, because once you've done it once, your mind will be searching for every possible way that you could do it again. That's the success mechanism firing off. That's the this I want more of. How can I make this happen? If you focus on the solution to your problems, and provide it only information based on the solution, it will tend to gravitate towards how to do that. That's why when people sit there and kind of go, oh, I'm stressed about money, I'm stressed about how I can pay the bills, I'm in so much debt, they just seem to get worse and worse and worse. But when they start going, okay, this is what I could do to save money, this is how I could earn more money, I could change this, I can change this, and they start getting into a solution based mindset, things just start firing off. And then because they're in a solutions based mindset, the subconscious mind provides more solutions. And of course, the reality starts to reflect within the solution. This is why we never want to focus on removing the problem. We only ever want to focus on creating the solution. We don't want to no longer have insomnia. We want to finally be able to sleep good. We want to say that we are sleeping well and as if insomnia never has and never will exist. Focus on the solution and everything else will fall into place. Sean Kelly says, not goofy. It is true because you are becoming more aware each time to remain to present. Yeah, absolutely. It's very similar to meditation in a way as well, whereas your thoughts wander, you bring them back. Your thoughts wander, you bring them back. Daniel A says, hi there. Howdy, howdy, Daniel. Glad to have you here. Thank you very much for being here. Amanda says, thanks, Matt. That was really helpful. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm dreadful for overthinking and spiraling. Getting that under control is the thing I've always found hardest when manifesting. Absolutely. I definitely don't think that you are alone there. I think a good 80% of people in this community have that same trouble, which is why the members only video that's going live this weekend for manifestation is to do with how to overcome overthinking. 3 different methods to do so. So I'd recommend you check that out because obviously you and I have spoken sort of somewhat in the past about a few things. So you have some things, but in that video, there's another suggestion as well. I'm pretty sure, if I remember it correctly, that I haven't spoken to you about. So it might even be just another one that will assist you with. And you're already a member. So it's basically just a free video on top of what you already have. But anyone watching this post, I would definitely recommend signing up for the membership. Even if you sign up and cancel straight away just to get the free bits, you get, well, I say free bits. Obviously, you have to sort of purchase the membership, but the bits that you get for free once you join the membership are worth like triple, maybe even quadruple the amount that the membership itself costs if you go for the smallest tier. And then if you go for the biggest tier, which is the gold tier, it comes with the monthly call and all that kind of stuff. It's the value for that is incredible. The amount of money that you save, I think it's something like, if you were to get all of the things separately, including a 10-minute call, I'm pretty sure it would cost you like £60 more to get everything than if you were to just sign up for the gold tier membership and get it all as part of it within like the £17 or whatever it is. So I highly recommend you guys sign up for the gold tier membership because then you can join these members' lives. You get 10-minute phone calls, discounts on everything, and some things for free. So it's a no-brainer in my opinion. Amanda says, amazing. We'll check that out later. Awesome. It might be out today or tomorrow. I've got it planned. I just need to record it, which I'll be doing as soon as this live stream ends. But I need Katie to get home to make the thumbnail, and I don't know whether she'll be home in time for me to get the thumbnail done and then post it. Because obviously we've got the baby and then we got to eat and shower and all that kind of stuff. So it might be out tomorrow, but we'll see. Sharon Kelly says, I can't find you on Instagram. Have emailed you. Yeah, so my Instagram. So I've changed my Instagram recently because I want to make my Instagram more of a personal brand as opposed to manifestation specifically. So still, of course, manifestation content on there. But as you'll be able to see from this photo, like there's stuff of just me. There's me doing a little bit of boxing. So I wanted to make my Instagram more me, including manifestation, as opposed to manifestation and only me. So therefore I changed the name. It's backwards. Oh, it's not backwards. I changed the name to Matt Turner, Matt.Turner.mindset, because it's going to be all about mindset. There's some stuff about overthinking in there and yada, yada, yada. So that's my Instagram for anybody that's interested. I would check it out if I was you, because A, it supports me and, you know, I would love you totally for it. But B, I post sort of client success stories, if it ever loads, like quite regularly on my stories. You guys can see like all the amazing success stories that I get in email and DM form. Posting more about my own life and stuff like that. So yeah, go follow my Instagram. It means a lot to me. And then you say you've emailed me. I'll be checking my emails after I've done the recording after this video, so I'll get back to you then. It's been a very busy day today, actually. Obviously, I had yesterday off, so I've been trying to catch up. But yeah, I followed the name on the email that I received, so could you read? Oh yeah, I haven't changed my email signature. No wonder you couldn't find it. So originally the Instagram handle was the same as my YouTube, but I've changed it. It's now matt.turner.mindset. It's yeah, I'm still not sort of stuck on the name, but I just want to have it something slightly different. Sean Kelly says, okay, thank you. And then naughty naughty. What's naughty naughty? What have I done that's naughty naughty? What did I say? I don't know what I said. Amanda says, could you do a video just on success stories sometimes, please? I find it really helps to keep me motivated whenever things seem overwhelming. So yeah, I've done a few videos on YouTube of success stories, not only ones where I've read out other people, but also when I've had people come on and talk about their success stories. My last members only video for manifestation was talking about 3 of my own success stories. So there are some there. They're in a playlist on my YouTube for the YouTube ones. But yeah, I do intend to do more. As you saw there from me just scanning through. There's quite a few success stories that I could read. I don't tend to do success stories purely because I like the idea of just providing information, but I will be doing more success stories soon because I think I need to just get over the fact that I want to do it that way and actually give you guys confidence. Because the way that I see it is, while it's great to have the motivation, I like to give the information so you guys can get your own success stories. But of course, some people just like them, as you've experienced there. So yeah, I will do more. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna put up a post on Instagram and maybe YouTube tomorrow and see if other people that have success stories want to come on and actually talk about their own success stories, because I think it sounds better when it comes from the client slash success story person as opposed to me reading it. But you know, but yeah, I'll definitely do more. And then Sean Kelly says not change Instagram in your email. Yeah, I forgot that I even had the signature because it's comes like at the bottom of it. I don't change it. So yeah, I just forgot. But I will definitely do that. Amanda says, I find it does help me with confidence and belief that it works. No, I get that. It helps with confidence and beliefs for the next like sort of 10 minutes. And then people tend to go back to where they were initially before they'd seen the reading. Before they'd seen the success story. As obviously not to discredit what you've said there by any means, but for example, you sort of above for saying that you were feeling, quite bad about the 3D that you're experiencing. And the way that I see it is, for people experiencing those issues, it would be better to provide information to help them overcome their 3D so they can succeed themselves than to just show them another person that has succeeded, give them a confidence for a few moments, and then once that confidence is worn off, they're like, well, I still don't know how I handle it. That's just how I view things. But of course, I'm here for you guys, so I'm happy to do it. Powell says, hi, Matt. Howdy, Powell. Thank you for showing up today. I hope you're doing all good. Oh, I've had a delivery estimate. Hopefully that means it's coming today. I doubt it. I got my daughter a ball pit, yeah? Big old ball pit. Can't really show you very well because I think it's in the way. That grey thing behind the fan, you can't really see it very well. That's a ball pit, yeah? Big old thing. It's about 4 times the size of her if she like lays down. Put her in it, yeah? And within like 5 minutes, she was already whinging to get out. And I was like, you asshole. I was like, expensive ass ball pit. Because when we take her to soft play, she loves the ball pit. So I thought, well, why wait until we go there? Let me bring soft play home. So yeah. And she sat in it for about 5 minutes. I was just like, nah, I want soft plays one. So needless to say, I'm going to put the kid in the bin. Amanda says, yeah, I get that. Looking forward to being a success story soon. Yeah, I look forward to it too. I look forward to yours as well. I got loads that I could talk about. Sharon Kelly says, matt.turner.mindset. Yeah, that's it. That is my Instagram handle. Let me just get it up. Why am I being stupid? Here it is. Yeah. Ugh, I can never work out how to turn my phone. There we go. Matt.turner.mindset. To be fair, it's quite blurry, so it didn't really do anything, did it? But yeah. Need to change the photo as well. Calixty says, sounds like a cat. Expensive toy? Nah, I'd rather play with the trash, thanks. Yeah. She wants to play with everything that isn't hers, essentially. For example, when I have her on my lap while I'm like playing games, she'll constantly try and grab my controller. So I was like, great, I'll get you your own. No, she doesn't want to play to that. She wants my one. It's so annoying. But she does it with anything. She's like, I want that piece of cardboard that you're writing something on instead of this like £200 toy that's in front of me and stuff like that. And she's paying my ass. But I love her dearly. That's what parents say, right? Amanda says those ball pits end up going everywhere. Best thing is when you have a puppy as well as a small child. Yeah, so ball pit balls going everywhere. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. I found myself just constantly picking them up and just putting them back in, picking them up, putting them back in. But as long as she's happy, that's all that matters. I don't mind the tidying up as long as she's sort of having a good old time when she does want to use it. But yeah, I'm not a dog person. I like dogs when they're other people's and not anywhere near me. Not scared of them, but I just don't like dogs. The way that they lick, the way that they pant, the way they jump up. I'm like, ugh, go away. If I wanted something to be jumping all over me, I don't know. I'd have multiple children. I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like, just they make me feel icky. Not icky, but you know that like gross feeling when like a dog licks your hand or something. That's how I feel around dogs all the time. Karen says, "Can you talk about birds before landing?" I've been seeing a lot. So birds before landing is the ideology of if there's birds that must be land nearby. I always say this every time someone asks. I can never remember if it's meant to be referencing Noah's Ark in the Bible, saying they saw birds and therefore knew land was nearby, or whether it's Christopher Columbus and obviously again saw land and saw birds and land was nearby. But the ideology behind birds before land within the manifestation community is I'm seeing some form of sign that shows my mind that my land is on the horizon, essentially. I'm right near my success story. This could come in the form of if you're manifesting relationship, all of a sudden you're seeing couples everywhere. Your person starts speaking about like how they want to open up about their feelings more or something like that. Your mum says that she's been thinking about how you and specific person would be great together. Other men or women start showing up for you in the way that you want your specific person to. All of these different things kind of get you thinking, oh, that's like my desire, and can quite often be shown as birds before land. The ideology behind it is continue going. Just like with, I mean, signs and birds before land are pretty much the same sort of thing, really. But if you were, let's say it's Noah's Ark, just so I don't keep going Noah's Ark or Christopher Columbus, let's say that they were on Noah's Ark and they saw birds and then they went, land, but I'm not going to continue sailing to it. I'm going to just focus on these birds. They never reach that land. So whether or not you're receiving signs or birds before land or nothing at all, you keep going in that end result anyway. You keep sailing and ensure that you do hit that land. When I was manifesting Katie, I had 0 signs, but I kept going and then she showed up one day. If I had loads of signs, I'd have continued going anyway, because there's no point seeing the signs and then going, oh, I can stop now. No, because if you stop, you don't go anywhere. If you slow down, you get there slower, like those kinds of sort of thoughts. So birds before land, while great, isn't really anything to concern yourself with, in my opinion. You would be better off not even looking at signs or birds before land and just focusing on the end result. But of course, if you want to use them as kind of fuel for your manifestation mindset fire, then by all means do so. Sean says, when you announce lives, where/how is this done? As I received an email with 2 days manifest for me, so I only joined and became a member today, so I don't know how you notify people about lives. To be honest, I am terrible about notifying people and I need to get better at it. I always forget that it's the live stream weekend until pretty much the day that I'm supposed to do the live stream. So what I did at the beginning when I was more on top of it, and I'm going to add it to my calendar after this, so I'll make sure that it changes going forward, is I send out an email on the Buy Me a Coffee app to say to people, hey, this is the live stream date and time. And then on the morning of that live stream, I'll send out an email to say, this is the link. Prior to you, hang on, let me see, when you announced the live stream. Yeah. So that thing that you did there. So it's pretty much, I haven't sold the membership as much as I probably should have. So not many people really know that that's what they get from the membership, because I don't tend to do a lot of like the pushy sales, like, hey, this is what you can get, blah, blah, blah. Often I might do the odd one here and there, but before I was basically sending out an email saying, if you want to be part of this live stream, here it is. But I stopped doing that for a while. But as of now, I'm going to be sending out an email every Friday to say when the members live stream is, the date and time, and then on the day of it, I'll be sending the gold members out their link to join it. It comes through via the email, as you experience with the manifest for 2 days thing for you. Got a lot of people in here now. Actually, we have 13 people. So if you are in this live stream right now, and obviously I recognize a lot of your names, so no one's going to be able to cheat and pull a fast one over me, drop me an email. If you're already on the I Manifest For You program, I'll literally just up the days by 2. But because you're on this live stream today, I wanted to do something nice for you lot, because I'm in a sort of very abundant mindset right now. I'm doing really good, so I thought I'd try and help out as many people as possible. So drop me an email just letting me know that you're in the live stream, and we'll get you set up with the 2 days free of I Manifest For You service. And yeah, thank you very much for being here. Josh says, when it comes to manifesting consistent communication with an SP, what would your recommended process be for it? So there would be no change to manifesting anything. If that is your end goal in that moment, then that should be your focus. If it's an affirmation, I'd have something like, I'm in consistent and loving communication with SP. And the baseline behind what you would want to do is ensure that your mindset is being redirected back to that being your outcome as consistently as possible. If you think about texting your person, whether something positive or negative, you ensure that you redirect it back to, we are in consistent and loving communication. They're consistently reaching out to me. We're consistently having fun conversations, whatever it is. And then if you wanted to take additional moments at a time, for example, during the morning and night, just to kind of reaffirm it and get yourself on that positive state of mind, add in as a couple more of extra affirmations. But the idea behind it is, if it's an end result, you stay focused on it already being the case. You create the awareness and the consciousness of having that outcome, and as a result, it will come. Sean says, I was switching through emails, Instagram, Facebook, and your website and YouTube. Oh yeah, sorry. It's just the membership, while it offers so much value, I don't sell it that much. And as a result, I also don't sell the stuff that comes with it all that much. Probably should change that, to be honest, considering it is still a business. But yeah, so I'm going to change it going forward to at least let people know on the, so in order to receive those emails, you have to have followed or bought a product from my thing. So it's only people that have done either one of those things will get those emails, because I find that it just wastes a lot of my time, considering the differences of time that it makes to put it on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. So I pretty much just let the people that have invested in me, whether through following it or purchasing something, then see the additional bonuses that they can get. Amanda says, I'm getting loads of bets before land 2 at the moment. Over the last 24 hours, I've had 5 different men come through. I'm still persisting though, because my SP is special. Absolutely. That's all you need to be doing to make it happen, is continue going with what it is that you desire, regardless of what out there is providing you. Rajo says, bet before land is a sign of abundance. Keep going. Absolutely. Calixty, every time I see your name, it always makes me think of the Calypso twins from Borderlands. Calixty says, I do have a fun success. 1 month ago, I decided to learn to play ukulele. I kept telling myself I'm a master of playing. Everyone is so impressed at how quickly I learned, etc. I decided to get professional lessons. My first lesson was yesterday, and my teacher was so impressed and that he told me he wants to try to get me ready to join the orchestra by the end of summer. Wow. And then you say further down, and to be clear, I literally have never played an instrument before. That's great. Well done. Thank you for the success story. Hopefully that gives people a bit of confidence. Dale says, please could you talk about letting go and detaching from the outcome and living in the end? Yeah, absolutely. We know that living in the end is showing our mind, using our consciousness, our awareness, whatever you want to call it, that we have our desire. We know that detachment is not needing said desire. Now, the thing that I think is misconstrued based on my own experiences and that of people that I've worked with that have succeeded, is the idea that in order to detach, you must let go of your desire. You must never think about it again. You must never affirm for it again. You just let it go. It doesn't exist anymore. In my view, that is completely wrong. In your end result, your desire would probably be on your mind a lot. If you're in a relationship, you'd wake up next to them, or you'd be texting them regularly, you'd see them regularly, you'd say that you love each other, you'd have fun dates, you'd have sex, you'd do all of these different things together. They'd be involved a lot. Same thing if you were rich. If I was rich, I would have expensive dinners probably. I'd have expensive clothes. I'd live in a big house. I'd have a nice car. I'd have all of these kinds of things. Therefore, the end result is still very much prominent in my life. So there's no reason why manifesting, all of a sudden you have to let go and never think about it again. In my opinion, it's completely contradictory and it's completely null and void. But the difference is between thinking about it a lot when you have it and thinking about it a lot when you manifest it is while manifesting, a lot of people can get caught in the trap of thinking of it, not thinking from it. I.e., they think of when they finally get that money or that relationship, or they pine over it, or they just wonder when's it going to come, or those kinds of things. They're not thinking from the perspective of it's already here, it's already done, it's already mine. In your end result, you could think about it 24/7, but you'd be thinking about it from an abundance, it's already here space. That's what we want to be doing with our manifestation. Living from the end is living from the end result of having it. Therefore, the abundance of having it, it's yours, and so on and so forth. Detaching is detaching from the need for it. In your end result, you don't have a need for it because it's already there. If I'm rich, I don't have a need to make more money. Obviously, you still do because of your abundant mindset, but I don't have the need, i.e., the sort of anxious drive to go out and start offering, you know, all of these different ways of getting money because it's already mine. I'm already abundant. Money already flows to me. Therefore, there is no need for that money to come in. And because there's no need, it flows easier. That's what you want to do with your manifestation. Living from the end is showing that it's yours, showing that you already have it and you're living this experience. Detachment means detaching from the need for it because remember, it is already yours. A way to remind yourself of this and to kind of follow is when you're not living in the end, be sure to live in the moment. I.e., when you're done doing your manifestation work, go to enjoy whatever is going on in your life right now. Invest yourself in whatever it is that you're doing, even if it's boring as shit. Because that way you're allowing the things to work in the background, all of the manifestation work that you've done, and you're not unearthing it by sitting there going, oh, I'm bored. Where is it? Why is it not here? How long is it going to take? I need this to happen so that my life can be fun. You're doing the manifestation work, and then you're going on to investing yourself in what it is that you are doing. For example, I don't particularly like recording videos. I do it and I like the helping people, I like the interaction and so on and so forth. But the actual act of putting the camera on and recording is not something that I'm sort of all in on. I do it, I don't mind it, but it's just not something that I'm fussed about. But when I'm doing it, despite the fact that it isn't my favorite thing in the world to do, I am invested in it. I make sure that the videos are really packing information and providing you what you need. I'm living in that moment. That's what you want to be doing with everything that you're doing, whether you like it or not. And that way, you can allow the manifestation work that you've done, provide that creative work, but then living in the moment so that you don't unearth it all. That way, you can create, live from the end while being detached. Sharon Kelly says, "Sweet, thank you. You're very welcome." Powell says, "Is it real that when SP thinks of us, there's ways to know, or it's just a belief like birds before land?" Is it real when SP thinks of us, there's ways to know, or is it just a belief like birds before land? So I think I would go out on the basis from my own experiences that you can sort of get an idea when you feel like someone is thinking about you. You kind of just have that kind of feeling. But I don't think that's something to really concern yourself with, similar to birds before land. Just because under the basis of, I mean, sorry, excuse me. You can use it to fuel you to say, oh, look, they're thinking about me, they're thinking great things, and so on and so forth. But it would be better for you to just use that kind of energy to focus on your end result. But I think that you would know, from my own experiences, I feel like whenever Katie said, oh, I was thinking about you earlier, I was thinking about messaging you, I was thinking about buying you something. And as she explains like the timings of when she was doing so, I kind of consider, I say, oh, yeah, no, I actually kind of, you're on my mind then too. So I think there's that kind of sort of push and pull dynamic. Sean says you manifested me. Sean says you manifested for me and my Luke the other day. I imagined you and Katie holding hands and doing it together to bring more love, light, and consciousness/awareness. That's lovely. Katie and I often do a lot together. I don't tell Katie any of like the personal details of stuff, but I will sort of say things like, "Oh, I'm helping this person get their person" and stuff like that. But occasionally, not often, because we have our own sort of things that we have going on. But yeah, sometimes she does throw in a few affirmations for other people as well. So you might have been one of them. Calixty says, I'll take the Borderlands Association. Been wanting to play Borderlands 3 again, but there's too many games. There is too many games, and I'll be real, I was quite disappointed with Borderlands 3. I think a lot of people were, to be honest. It's one of those things that it was good for what it was worth, but the amount of time that they took to release it and the hype and the build up and all of that kind of stuff, it kind of just fell flat in my opinion. But I think most games are actually like Mortal Kombat, for example, died really quick, or dying really quick. Gears of War franchise started to die out. I think like obviously a lot of these games have a lot of games within them, so they can only carry on like quality games for so long. But I think a lot of the moment at the moment, a lot of games are more focused on, well, a lot of the companies that make them are more focused on just making the money from them as opposed to actually making them quality games. Like I remember using Mortal Kombat, for example. Mortal Kombat 10, I felt like had infinitely more than Mortal Kombat 1 does, but older game. I think it's well, it's quite old now. I don't know when it came out, but it's been out for a long time. And it's just one of those things. It's just like, how is an older game just doing better? Call of Duty is another example as well. All of the CODs that have been out for the past maybe 5 years have been absolute wank. And it's just like you have more money, bigger player base, make them better, you know? But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, there is too many games right now. Dale says, thanks, Matt. That makes a lot of sense. You're very welcome. I'm happy to help. And then Sean says, when I'm thinking of my Luke, I tell myself Luke is already thinking about me. Yeah, that's what I meant earlier when I said about using it as fuel. Make it, if you're going to be thinking about them or if you're concerned about whether or not they're thinking about you, then by all means use it as evidence, fuel, whatever to get you focusing on that end result. Calixty says, yeah, I actually have been playing less AAA games and playing more indie stuff now. Yeah, I think it's just worth it. I mean, I wish that the world would actually boycott things when they say they're going to, because that's the thing, like Mortal Kombat 1, just using it again as another example. I personally think that we should just boycott Mortal Kombat 1 until they fix it, because I think that because so many people still play it, they have no need to really improve it. And that's why all the changes that they're making are all just wank changes that really don't do too much for it. Whereas if the whole player base just stopped buying stuff and stopped playing it, they'd be forced to fix it or let it die out. And then as a result, hopefully next time when they make one, they'll actually make one that's worth playing. But too many people continue to play, continue to purchase the stupid like in-store things, and then the companies have no need to improve everything. They knew Borderlands 3 was going to be a huge sale because of how they built it up, so they had no need to make it a quality game. They had more than enough sales at the beginning to line their pockets and then just didn't bother from there. So, yeah, gaming's in a strange place right now. But it is what it is. Josh says, what are your favorite games at the moment? At the moment, favorite games. I'm really liking Dead by Daylight, which is ironic actually, because I just complained about how game companies aren't fixing their games, and Dead by Daylight is a quality example of a game company not just having a bollocks game that they won't fix. But I really like the sort of just turn your brain off gameplay of Dead by Daylight, so I've been playing that a lot. Believe it or not, my friend group and I are in our 2-week yearly Minecraft run, so we've all started up a world together, put it on Realms, and we're all just doing our own little thing. Why even am I playing at the moment? Not really. I started Fallout 4 again before the hype of the new show, I want to add, because I know they got a lot of sales after with the show coming in. But I bought a PS5 the other day, well, I say the other day, a couple of months ago, to play that new Helldivers game, which I thought was massively overhyped. So I don't recommend it, to be honest. But I bought a PS5 for that, and on the PS5's Game Pass was Fallout 4. And I was like, oh, it's been so long since I played that. So I've started playing that again. And I love that one, of course. But I think that's about it. I really don't play that much games anymore. A couple of World War II zombie Easter eggs, because I like World War II zombies, in my opinion, is the best one because of like the atmosphere of it. So my friend and I are doing the Easter eggs on that. But yeah, I think at the moment, Dead by Daylight is probably just my favorite game, which is really sad to say considering the style game that it is and the quality of the game. Like, there's definitely better games out there, but they're all just boring to play now. Brooke says, damn, sorry I missed this. Completely got the time's mixed up and I intend to make it to the next one. Not a problem to me. Of course, you can always go back and rewatch it once it's posted live. And hopefully, if there's questions in there that have answered it, at least you'll have the answers. But yeah, I did it a little bit earlier than I normally would due to the fact that I still need to record the members only video once Katie's home, get the baby in bed, and start preparing for next week. So I just needed to do it a little bit earlier just to give myself enough time because I've been really busy. Katie's been tattooing today, so I had the baby for sort of a bit of chunk of time, and that kind of pushed things back. When I say I had the baby, I always obviously help out with the baby and stuff like that, but like I was like the sole, I need, anytime she cries, I have to do it. It's not like a 50-50 thing. That's why it kind of put my work back a little bit and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Oh, I'm really tired today as well. Katie and I have been watching the Godzilla films. I don't know if anybody's watched them, but I think they're quality. I've seen them all before in the cinemas. But I say you've seen them all. I saw Godzilla and then Godzilla King of Monsters in the cinema, and we're watching all of them to watch the next one that comes out. I think this month, actually. I need to double check when that comes out. That's quality. Katie cries at every fucking film that we've ever watched. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I can't help but find it so funny. Like in the first Godzilla film, there's like a sad bit like right at the beginning. She starts crying immediately, and I text my friends saying, "Look, she's crying at Godzilla," and they're like, "Oh my god, like what the hell?" But it's quite it's mean on my part. I understand that. I fully accept that I'm a bit of a prick. But anytime something remotely sad starts happening, I'm like, "Is she gonna cry? Is she gonna cry?" And she does, and I start laughing. We're a good couple, I swear. But yeah, if you haven't already, I'd recommend them. I like Godzilla. It's just a big lizard that bangs stuff in it. Just throws hands. Rated E for everyone. Calixi says, I loved Godzilla -1. That was the first Godzilla film, and I am so that was my first Godzilla film, and I'm sold. Is that the new one? Or not new one, but it was like a side project, right? Or have I mistaken that was something else? Or not, it's fairly recent, isn't it? If that's the one I'm thinking of. If it is, I haven't seen it, but I've seen good stuff about it. Apparently, like the budget was quite low, but it actually ended up still making quite a quality like film out of it. If so, I'm gonna watch it because I saw something about it, and if it's the one that I'm thinking of. But yeah. Dale says Godzilla -1 was really good. That one was made in Japan. Oh yeah, another person saying it. And then Calixi says Japanese film came out earlier this year. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out because I've heard quite a few good things. I mean, two of you there immediately have said that it's worth watching, so I'm probably gonna check it out too. But Katie's put all of the Twilight films on because obviously she's on maternity leave. So she kind of just has them on as background sound, and I'll sit there doing a bit of work, and I don't want to be someone that likes the Twilight films, and I want to stress that I'm still not someone that likes the Twilight films, but I find myself looking up every now and then like, what's he gonna do? What's gonna happen? Oh, are they gonna fight? I'm like, no, Matthew, you're a man. Stop. I'm like, she did the same thing with Vampire Diaries as well. She put that on just to have his background sound. And my office is like a little, like, just cupboard essentially, but it's like the perfect size for my desk and everything, as you can tell from when I record the videos. And my TV is like just round there. And as time has gone on, I've slowly migrated out of my office to watch Vampire Diaries when working. And I'm like, oh, Matthew, you disappoint yourself, but you know, it's kind of interesting. Who's going to die next? Brooke says, oh, good old Edward Cullen. Yeah, he's a tool. He annoys me. He's probably my least favorite character in the whole show. He just, get over it, man. Like, she's clearly likes the wolf person. Do yourself a favor, go find someone else that's already made of stone. You know, like it's one of those things where it's like, I don't get it. But yeah, I haven't seen a lot of it, only just like little bits of it that I've just been like, oh, who's that? Why is that person doing that? And Katie's just like has to pause in and give me a whole like 10-minute backstory because she's read the books as well, so she knows more about like all of it. And she like pauses it and tells me something for about 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna remember that, but thanks. Probably the most annoying. Oh, my dad. Probably the most annoying person to watch films with, to be honest. Brooke says, I would say Jacob's my least favorite. Really? I mean, yeah, he is a bit of a weirdo with the whole constantly trying to like get Bella, even though she has a boyfriend and all that kind of stuff, and like the really sort of like overly aggressively approachy and stuff. But I don't know. I just don't really like Edward. Do you know what I think I don't like Edward? The main reason why I think I don't like Edward, he's so similar to Stefan from Vampire Diaries. And because Vampire Diaries I saw first, I kind of got an idea of the whole sort of simpy, really quiet speaking vampire boyfriend that doesn't really have much going besides the fact that he's a mystery kind of like archetype. So when I see Edward doing it, I'm like, you're just a Stefan knockoff. Even if Edward came first, to me he's a knockoff because he's the second one that I've seen. Yeah. Never in a million years would I thought I'd ever be talking about Vampire Diaries and Twilight on a live stream that I built my business around. If you told me that 10 years ago, I'd probably just been like, what the fuck are you on about? Brooke says, yeah, that was the other one I was thinking just about Vampire Diaries. I actually didn't mind Vampire Diaries. It got really annoying with the whole constantly repetitive story arc, though, where it was just like, there's this doppelganger and everything's going to go wrong because there's this doppelganger. And then it was like next season, no, the doppelganger. Sorry, my neighbors are banging again. But it was just constantly, the doppelganger. And then finally, Catherine, I can't even remember what happens there, but something happens to her. She gets left by that kind of cool vampire guy. And then it goes, by the way, plot twist. What's his name? What's the main character's name? Not main character, like the main vampire that I just said, Stefan. It's like, by the way, Stefan's also a doppelganger. And you're like, they clearly had like no other ideas. They're like, well, we like doppelgangers, so we're just going to put them everywhere that we can. Stupid show. I hate the fact that I like it. It upsets me. I'm genuinely surprised that we still have the same amount of people in this live stream as before I started talking about Vampire Diaries. I thought you were all going to jump out. Dale says, I personally feel that Robert Pattinson's acting got a lot better after the Twilight movies. I actually don't mind Robert Pattinson as an actor. Like, he was in the Harry Potters and he was all right. He is the new Batman, and I quite liked what I've seen of it. I haven't seen the Batman ones, but I've seen bits of it and I thought it was quite good. So I definitely don't discredit him as an actor. I just don't like the character that he has to play in Twilight. But yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of people, actually, that they end up getting into roles that are just annoying, and then it kind of puts a little bit of a stigma on them as an actor. Or actress. The other light died. Sorry, guys, you're going to have bad lighted version of me. My lights, I forget to charge them. I'm just bad at everything. Mike says, what are your thoughts about on rabbit holes and stuff, unsolved things? Would you mean, sorry, as in like murder mysteries that are unsolved, or like what specifically are you sort of referencing, just so I can answer it correctly? Got a few minutes left as well, people, so probably going to wait for Mike's response and maybe another one depending on the time, and then look to heading off because I need to go record the other members only video. Hiccups. I don't like it when my lights die. Lighting's not very nice. There you go. It's not too bad. Yeah, better. Just while I wait for Mike to respond, and then if nothing, then I suppose I'll head off. Leave you to it. A lot of crime things and mysteries and manifestations. So you want my thoughts on things, crimes, mysteries and manifestations? I'm not entirely sure what it is that you're wanting my opinion on specifically. Like, I get the topic, but I don't kind of know what it is that you're wanting to hear from me, if that's so to speak. Like, as in, like, why do these mysterious things happen, or like stuff like that. So if you could give me a little bit more context on what your question actually kind of like is specifically, then I can hopefully answer it in a way that might give you an interesting answer. But yeah, I'll make this the last one that I answer. If anyone's got anything they want to say before Mike sends his message in, make use of that time now. And then once Mike's messaged, I will answer that and then head off because it's been the hour. Brooke says, I did have a question earlier about taking a break on your manifestation. I can't wrap my head around taking a break and still being able to go back to it later. Well, the reason why you can is because circumstances don't matter, and your subconscious mind assumes everything that you're telling it is happening right now. So if you took a break, let's say you took a week off and then got back into affirmations, it would be just as valid as if you didn't take that break off, so to speak, but just didn't do any affirmations, which I suppose would still be a break. What I mean by that is it would be the same as to the subconscious mind, because everything is present at present moment. If you took an entire week off, that would be to the subconscious mind the equivalent of still just doing it like the day after, for example, because that it doesn't know that that's been a week's difference. It assumes that everything is happening in this moment. Because circumstances don't matter, and because your reality is created by your thoughts and assumptions, you can change your thoughts and assumptions at any time, which means you can get back on to changing your thoughts and assumptions at any time. Therefore, assuming that you haven't made any like negative spirals and negative impact during that week that you took off, you're essentially just picking up from where you left off with the way that you get back onto your game. Hopefully, I explained that well enough. Mike said, unsolved things, weird stuff. Also, your opinion on urbex exploring, if you've ever tried it. Haha. Sorry, not the best at describing. Haha. I don't know what urbex exploring is, so I might have to check that out afterwards. But my thoughts on unsolved weird stuff. Okay, yeah, again, I'm still not 100% sure what your question is, so I'm just gonna just say something and hopefully it's within the ballpark. So my view on unsolved weird stuff is, given that everything is a creation of your sort of thoughts and assumptions, I think that generally speaking, people have a bit of a thought that the world is a strange place or a dangerous place or a corrupt place or stuff like that. And as a result, things like that happen. And I think that we all have a drive for drama and for mystery, and because of that we end up coming across things. That's why there's all these kind of true crime dramas and murder mysteries and stuff like that, and weird stuff going on, because if you think about it, it is a very strange concept, the idea that we hear about a person getting murdered and we sit there and watch like an entire documentary explaining how they were never found and stuff like that. And it's just one of those kind of things that in I think those kind of things shouldn't exist, in the sense of why do they exist? Why do we find joy in watching these weird shows? And I think it's because of the fact that humans tend to gravitate towards drama and mystery and like thrill and stuff like that. And I think due to that kind of natural fact and our thoughts and assumptions create our reality, we as a result create weird things to keep going. For example, I was thinking the other day about the flat earth stuff. I'm not a flat earther by any stretch of the imagination, but I was remember thinking about how I think the flat earth people are evolving and they're changing, like in the way that they believe stuff. And then I ended up coming across a guy on TikTok. And bear in mind, I don't go on TikTok really ever. I just kind of was bored and just went on it, explaining about how we're okay, there's an ice wall all around us, and actually the Earth is a bigger globe than we thought it was. But where we are is actually flat, and there's different like pockets of things all around this giant ice ball, like this whole just massive thing about flat Earth. And I was like, oh, that was me assuming that, we've grown and evolved, or they've grown and evolved, and look, and look what sort of lo and behold has shown up this kind of weird outcome, so to speak, and proving it. And I think that the reason why we stumble across all these weird unsolved things is because we have some sort of strange desire for them, but no need for them. Therefore, they create. But I don't really know if that answers your question, because I'm not entirely sure what your question really was. You just wanted my thoughts on it, and that's thoughts, I suppose. But hopefully that gives some kind of idea. But Brooke says that does make sense. I guess I'm still thinking of my manifestation in that break and spiral, which makes it hard to get back into it. Yeah, if you're going to be spiraling during that break, you've not really taken a break, so to speak. You've taken a break from creating what you want, but not a break from the manifestation. You've taken a break from creating positivity, but not destroying it, basically, if you're going to be spiraling and stuff during that section. So taking a break means removing your awareness from it entirely. If you're not going to remove your awareness from it entirely, don't take the break, because you're just going to unearth everything that you may have done if you keep spiraling, as you mentioned. And then Mike says, great answer. Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was going to be, but I'm glad that you liked it. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us live today. If you, I mean, there's a lot of you in here, so all of you grab your free 2 days assistance. Calixty says breaks are fine if you good mental diet. I am pro break. Yeah. If you're going to be doing good work during that break, absolutely take a break. What I'm saying is, if you're going to be destructive, then don't do it. But yeah, thank you very much for showing up to this live stream. Email me at mindoverthismatrix@gmail.com to get your 2 days free assistance. to everybody watching this post live stream, I will probably be doing more of these kind of things. So it's like, if you're in the live stream, you can have this worksheet for free, or you can get this thing for discount or whatever, just to A, entice more people to join them, but B, give back more to the people that have supported me and stuff. So all currently 11 people in here right now, but I know there has been more. Drop me that email, and I know who has been here, so don't try and pull in any fast ones over my head if you are people that have been joined live. And yeah, I look forward to seeing all you lovely people in the next one. Rajo says, I appreciate you, Matt. Appreciate you too. And Brooke says, thank you, Matt. Always lovely to be a part of these lives. Have a nice day, everyone. It's lovely to have you here as well, Brooke. Thank you very much. And Calixi says, thank you, Matt. You're very welcome. Thank you, everyone. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.